The shy schoolgirl who once shocked the world is now the voice that leads it. Today, we investigate the definitive 2026 resurgence of Courtney and why her transformation is officially rewriting the rules of the music industry. Breaking news in the entertainment sector centers on Courtney, whose 2026 trajectory has redefined the path for former reality contestants. Reporters on the ground describe her current status not as a fleeting viral star, but as a working singer-songwriter who has successfully navigated the transition into adulthood. With the release of her debut album Little Miss Jagged on September 12, 2025, she has moved beyond the shadows of her America's Got Talent past. Industry analysts note that her refusal to follow the standard pop formula has actually increased her market value. In an era of AI-generated hooks, her raw, human delivery is being hailed by critics as a necessary return to authenticity. Her story is being reported across major outlets as the ultimate successful rebrand, proving that a long-term vision is more valuable than immediate chart-topping shortcuts. She has effectively traded her school uniform for a crown in the rock and soul community, marking a shift toward true artistic merit that resonates globally and proves that real talent survives the machine. Our music desk confirms that the release of Little Miss Jagged on September 12, 2025, has fundamentally shifted the 2026 music charts. Unlike previous winners who relied on cover songs, co-wrote every track alongside Grammy-winning producer Bo. Reporting from the studio sessions indicates that the focus was on grit, honesty, and fearless individuality. The focus track, Electric, is currently being described by radio DJs across the USA as a blast of rock and soul energy. The album's success is being attributed to its genre-bending nature. Seamlessly blending punk, funk, and R&B news outlets highlight that this record is a deeply personal coming-of-age story, written during its most vulnerable moments. The commercial and critical reception suggests that Courtney has moved into her full creative power, proving she is a singular artist with a forward-looking vision. This project is a testament to her refusal to compromise her artistic integrity for corporate interests, and the technical precision of the recording has set a brand new standard for the modern analog revival, ensuring her legacy is built on a foundation of sonic excellence and pure passion. Reporting from the Louisiana in Bristol on February 18, 2026, music journalists were treated to a tour performance that many are calling formidable. At 21 years old, showed she is far more than a TV alumna. She is a fully fledged rock vocalist. The intimate setting allowed the audience to experience the full force of her band. The reviews emphasize the gritty, 70s-inspired rock arrangements, which critics argue are even stronger than her studio recordings. The interplay between Courtney and lead guitarist Orlando Avalon has been cited as a highlight, indicating a tight unit that is destined for much larger stages. Reporters noted that between songs, embraced the intimacy, sharing stories of her struggles at school and finding solace in legends like Tina Turner. The consensus from the press is that her voice is destined for stadiums, and her command of the stage is already surpassing that of many veteran performers. This specific date in Bristol is being cited as the moment she officially outgrew the contestant label to become a genuine, road-hardened rock and roll headliner for the new generation, proving her capability to lead a live movement through raw magnetism. On November 25, 2025, Courtney released a live cover of Changes, which has become a staple of her 2026 news cycle. Reporters describe the rendition as shaking with honesty, showcasing a complicated tension between vulnerability and strength. This release is being analyzed by vocal experts as an in-controlled resonance, accompanied by her world-class band, including Raj on bass and on drums. The track has breathed new life into a timeless classic. News desks are reporting that this specific performance is a reminder of why is considered one of the most interesting young voices in music today. Her ability to respect the original work while shaping it with her own soulful fire has garnered praise from rock legends. The recording has been hailed for its depth and precision, proving that Courtney isn't afraid to dig deeper into the emotional architecture of a song. It stands as a powerful bridge between her covers of the past and her original future, proving that her technical ability to manipulate tone and texture is currently unmatched by her peers in the contemporary vocal landscape of 2026, marking her as a premier stylist for the modern era. The single D.N.A. has introduced a different lane to sound, according to cultural reporters. Released ahead of her 2025 album, the track is a rampage of infinite funk and anarchic fun. Reporters note that the song lacks a traditional structure, which described in interviews as a deliberate choice to capture the obsessive nature of a crush. The humor and soulful snarl found in the track have been praised for showing a more playful side of the artist. Critics point out that D.N.A. proves her versatility, contrasting sharply with her 60s R&B ballads. The track has received millions of streams, with many fans in the USA citing it as their favorite danceable rock anthem of 2026. From a reporter's perspective, this single was the pivot point where the shy girl narrative was completely replaced by that of a confident, funk-driven rebel. It represents a hedonistic escapism that resonated deeply with a generation looking for authenticity and energy in their digital playlists, successfully bridging the gap between high art soul and street-level punk attitude that defines her current era and makes her a unique force on the global charts and airwaves. News from the industry inner circle suggests that Courtney's 2026 success is a direct result of her anti-pop strategy. In various interviews, reporters have highlighted how she chose a different path after the music industry initially tried to mold her into a conventional act. Now with 3.7 million followers across social media, she has cultivated a loyal audience that connects with her authenticity rather than a manufactured image. Reporters emphasize that her story is remarkably distinctive because she took the time to discover who she was as an artist during a pandemic hiatus. This period of self-reflection is being reported as a learning curve that paid dividends. By focusing on raw songwriting and analog sounds, she has managed to avoid the pitfalls of the child star curse. Media outlets are using her as a case study for artists who stay true to their vision. Her refusal to compromise is now being seen as her greatest market advantage, proving that real rock stars are born in the rehearsal room, not the marketing office. Her grounded approach has created a fortress of support among fans who are tired of the polished, overproduced sounds typical of the current era. Central to Courtney's 2026 news coverage is her band. The reporters have identified the members as key components of her formidable live sound. Lead guitarist Orlando Avalon, keyboardist Ornate, and bassist Raj are being recognized for providing the soundscape that lets Courtney shine. Industry news highlights the band's technical precision, especially during their recent UK and USA tour dates. The synergy between the musicians is described by critics as electric, with many reporting that the group feels like a throwback to the great rock units of the 1970s. This band-first approach is being hailed as a refreshing change from the solo star and backing track trend of 2024. News desks are nodding that refers to her band as a family, which translates into a palpable on-stage energy. By framing herself as part of a unit, she has effectively elevated her performance from a solo act to a legendary rock and roll spectacle, making her shows a must-see event for 2026. This collective identity has allowed her to experiment with complex arrangements that would be impossible for a performer relying solely on digital backing or generic studio sessions. The 2025 2026 version of Monsters has become an emotional anchor for this new era. News reports confirm that the track reached 1 on various iTunes charts in Australia and Sweden, proving her global appeal. Has shared in press releases that the song was written during a time when songwriting was her only way to express her personal struggles. Reporters have praised the live version filmed at Metropolis Studios, describing it as a thunderous, world-class vocal. The attitude she brings to Monsters is being called future rock star material by veteran music journalists. In the USA, the song's success on the Billboard Hard Rock Digital Song Sales chart has been a major talking point. News outlets are reporting that Monsters resonates because of its honesty about mental health and feeling out of place. It serves as a bridge for fans who followed her from AGT, showing them that she has transformed her early shy energy into a powerful tool for emotional connection and rock and roll defiance. The track stands as a testament to her ability to turn internal shadows into a beacon of light for her massive global audience and fans worldwide. A recurring theme in 2026 entertainment news is the final exorcism of the Joplin comparison. For years, every reporter mentioned her in the same breath as the legendary Joplin. However, current news cycles are emphasizing that Courtney has successfully created her own distinct lane, while she respects her influences. Citing everyone from James Brown to Mick Jagger, critics are now reporting that her sound is forward-looking rather than just nostalgic. The label is being described by the press as a starting point that she has long since. Reporters analyze her 2026 sound as a blend of soul, rock, and even punk snarl, which sets her apart from any single predecessor. Media outlets are now focused on her versatility and disregard for genre conventions. The consensus among journalists is that while the spirit of Joplin may have sparked the flame, the fire burning in 2026 is entirely her own. She has effectively claimed her place as an original icon in the history books of modern music, proving she is not a revivalist act, but a revolutionary force carrying the torch of rock and roll into a brand new analog century for a global audience. As we conclude this special report, the 2026 verdict is clear. Courtney is the definitive rock and roll icon of her generation. News anchors are describing her as an artist who isn't afraid to dig deeper, marking a promise of even bigger things to come. Her massive transformation is being used as a benchmark for how young artists should manage viral fame. With tour dates in Glasgow, London, and Sheffield selling out, the demand for her raw, analog sound is at an all-time high. Reporters across the USA are tracking her every move, from her vocal health tips to her vintage fashion choices. The year 2026 will be remembered as the moment the AGT Golden Buzzer Girl became a global rock legend. Her interpretation of classic soul and her groundbreaking original music have her status as a formidable industry presence. As she moves onto larger stages, the world is watching a legend in the making. This is Courtney reporting live from the top of the charts, and she is just getting started. Her journey remains in resilience, artistic integrity, and the enduring power of a voice that refuses to be silenced by the industry machine.